I'm Kelly Summers, and this season I'll be asking some of the biggest names in football the questions they don't normally get asked, to find out more about the person behind a player. The first half will be on football, the second about their life away from the game. This isn't just any interview, this is the football interview. This week I'm joined by Manchester United captain and Portugal international Bruno Fernandes. So Bruno, describe to me a young Bruno. What were you like as a child?
A dreamer, someone very passionate about everything he would do. A kid with a ball under his arm all the time. A kid that would love to be outside of his house with his cousins, with his friends, to play, to not only to play football, but to do anything that I could to enjoy my childhood. I was a very happy child.
What is your standout childhood memory?
I would say I wouldn't say one. I have so many because I had very good moments as a child. Obviously, for me, playing football will always be the shiniest point in my youth. The thing of going into the school with the ball, waiting for the bell to come on, to run into the pitch, to get there first than anyone else, to get the pitch to play. Is there many good things that I've done in my childhood that I wouldn't say that I have a standout one.
Do you remember the first team you played for?
Yes, obviously I went to my first team. It's called Infesta. So I went to play there as a futsal player first, but I only got into one training session and they wanted me straight away into the older ones when I ended up playing with people 2 years older than me, because I was still very young to get into the leagues. So I had to play with the ones 2 years older than me. And to be honest, it was a very good moment for me because I learned in adversity, being smaller, being less strong than them, and made me more strong mentally to understand that you're going to have this kind of challenge through your life, and you just have to get through them.
Who would you say has had the biggest impact on your career?
Obviously, my family in a whole. Obviously, my parents growing up was where they never let me think that I wouldn't be able to do something, and at the same time they always kept myself on the floor. Like don't think too high, and never think too low. So just put a line there, put your dreams above that, and then go for that. And then obviously when I did joined with my wife, actual wife now, girlfriend at the time, she had a little bit of the same as my mom and my dad. She always kept me very low. She was always very supportive of me, but always like, just be aware that things can go wrong. So just don't think too much ahead. Just think about the moment and what you want for the future, but make that the moment will help you to achieve that in the future. And as a family, we always had that from my childhood, and then going to pass that to my young kids now, it's amazing because the way I and my wife think is very similar. So the together that was very good. And then I think as a manager, Guidolin was the one that changed my career in Udinese, because it was another one that he made me play. He made me think about everything I had to do, and he made me learn that to get into the top level, you will have to suffer.
Which retired player would you love to play against?
Against? I played against almost all my idols, let's say. I would say two, Zidane and Ronaldinho. Just because Ronaldinho was my first love in football, basically. He just make everyone enjoy football, love football. Like, it was so fun to watch him play, like always with a smile in his face in everything he would do. So it was just pure joy, as a young player. That's what most of the times you wanted to see, like him getting on the ball and being so effective on everything he would do, even at the same time being so nice, of like a lot of flair and everything. But he could do that and being effective at the same time. So he had everything, you know, like, and unfortunately I think for most of my generation, he didn't play as long as we wanted to have him playing, because he was something special.
What are you most proud of from your career so far?
Everything, because I was a young kid with full of dreams, that never thought that I would achieve as much I have achieved, because you don't think about that. You think about playing football, you think about enjoying yourself, you think about playing as much as you can, because when you're young, you just think about playing football. You want to, obviously you see the television, you see the professionals, you say like, this is where I want to be, but your thought is, like my thought at least, was just like, I just enjoy playing football. I just want to do this for the rest of my life. Like there's nothing else that I know how to do. Obviously, you know to do different things, but there's nothing else that I want to do different than this. And I would say that for me, football was always the main thing, and will still always be my main thing until the end of my days, not my career.
What's the hardest thing to do on a football pitch?
Being consistent, I think, because I think during 90 minutes, let's say we're talking about a football pitch, during 90 minutes you have to be so consistent in everything you do that as sometimes it goes and slips away from you, it can change everything. So I think consistency, in the first thing is consistent of doing whatever you think is the best for the team, because that has to come first of everything. That you can't do anything without thinking on the team first, because that has to, in football, is what has to come above everything, because there's nothing more important than the team. And then it comes yourself, to put yourself in the best position to help the team. And when I'm on the pitch, that's the thing that I had most in my head, that the consistency I had to do my things will help the team to become better. So I have to be the most consistent and accurate player I can be in any moment of the game. Not with the ball, but also without the ball, but also in some things that you have to say to your teammates when you want to change something in position-wise. Changing set pieces has to be accurate, because if a little thing change, it can go against you.
I want to try and find out a little bit more about Bruno, the person. How would your best friend describe you?
I don't know. You should ask him.
I didn't have his phone number, sadly.
Very passionate about everything he does. Just that in everything I include myself. I just like to go with myself at full, because I don't like to do things at half. I don't think, and football was the main thing. I always wanted to go full for it.
So you're like that in every walk of life, not just with football?
In everything, what you see on the pitch is what Bruno is like. The passion I put on everything, and then obviously much more calm out of the pitch. I don't have the emotions on the skin as much as I have it on the pitch, but still very passionate in everything he does.
You said there you're a bit calmer off the pitch. When were you last nervous?
Last nervous?
Do you get nervous?
Yeah, a lot of times. I think the game against Wolves, I was on the bench, but I think I get more nervous on being on the bench.
It's a different feeling for you being on the bench.
No,
isn't it?
I think I get more nervous on being on the bench. Obviously, luckily for me, and I hope not many times I will be on the bench, but I get more nervous watching the game. Because you know, like I'm basically suffering for my teammates when you see something going against them and they trying to make something different and it doesn't come. I get very nervous. I'm very like I can't be steady on the bench, or even at home. If I have to stay at home and see the game at home, I can't be like not loud. I need to be loud. I need to be active. It's like I'm in the game.
I guess the balance that you learn as a footballer is the right side of nerves, using the nerves positively.
Yeah, you need to use it in energy-wise. I would say the game against Lyon was probably the game where I was the most nervous until now. Also because we knew how much it meant for us. So even before the game, I was very nervous on the sense I was like, I couldn't wait for the game. It's that good nervous of like we want things to come quick because we want to show that we're able to get into things, get to do something good for us. And that's the good thing of being nervous in a good way.
How are you feeling during the game then? Because obviously it didn't go to plan to start with. Did you get nervous at that point? Do you get nervous in game?
No, never. During the game, no. Before the games, I could get nervous. During the game, I just think about the goal we have for the game. That is win the game. What we have to do. I remember every step that we've trained. I remember every step that my teammates have to do. I remember every position, what they have to do. Like when I go to the training session, I focus not just on what I have to do, but what's around me. Because it could change that I have to play in a different position. It could change that we change something and a teammate is not very aware of where he has to be or in which position he should stay. On set pieces, everything, I know exactly where everyone has to be. So that's the only nervous thing is that it's getting everything into my memory. So I can remember in the game every step. That also when I'm on the ball, I know every movement that my teammates have to do. So to be aware of like I'm on the ball here. So what we trained is this, but obviously you have to think that in a split second. So, but it gets automatically because I have to think about that during the week until the game. So when you think so many times about something, your
muscle memory,
muscle memory works by itself. So I think that's the main thing.
If you could wear an invisibility cloak for a day, so no one could see you, what would you do and where would you go?
I would go with my kids wherever they wanted to go, because obviously sometimes it's very tough to go with my kids in certain points. Even if now they're very aware of like people asking for photos and stuff, and they already know like when someone asks me for a photo, they just go apart. The older one gets a small one. She grabs him. They basically stand at me, looking at me like, okay, take the photo. Now we go.
Hurry up.
But probably it was like was that I would like to go to places where I was going when I was a young kid. I would like to go with them there again, like without them like needed to stop every time something they want to do to enjoy the time with them. I would go to a beach in Portugal to try to enjoy as much I can with them. But I still do it, to be honest. I'm not a person that gets very annoyed by people taking photos with you. I get more annoyed when people are trying to take photos of you while you're doing something with your kids.
Yeah.
I don't mind people asking for photos. That's one of the good things of our work, get recognized. In a few years' time, we won't get recognized that much, so we will be fine. I'm a person that does what any other person will do on a normal life. And if someone catches me doing something that, Bruno is doing that, and put it in the newspaper or whatever, I won't mind. I was just enjoying the moment and being happy with my kids doing anything on any place. And even if I have to do something with my friends or whatever it is, I won't mind people taking photos, so they can stop wasting their time taking photos, thinking that they're going to make a big new or whatever, that I'm just a normal person living a normal life.
How would your kids describe you?
That's more difficult. Very tough on them.
Are you?
Yes, because I am like, I think in nowadays we make things much easier for the kids. And as a parent now, I obviously do it. And I look back when I was a kid, and obviously I think most of the things my mom has done to me and my father, I was seeing as a punishment, and now I see it as it was something to make me understand why is the reason for that. And nowadays I think sometimes I make things too easy for them. But at the same time, I try to make it as tough as I can for them to understand that things in life don't come easily and don't come as often as we want or at any time we want. So every time they want something for themselves, they have to earn it. But me, I don't know, as a father, a little bit tough on them, but at the same time, very soft heart, because it's too easy for them to get into my soft side, because I'm a very soft person, even if it doesn't look like on the pitch. I'm a very soft heart.
Finally, what is the one thing that you think people who maybe don't know you as well get wrong about you the most?
Nothing. People have an opinion about me, and I can't change that. It's the way people want to judge you about what they see on most of the people, what they see on the pitch. Some of them what they see on the television. Some of them what they see on interviews. You know, I can't change that. They have the freedom to think the way they want about me, as I have the same freedom to think about them. But what I don't do is, like, I don't judge people until I know them. they can have an opinion about me, and that's fine. We all have different opinions. That's why life is so good and so different, because if we all think the same way, it will be so boring.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your time,
You're welcome.
Bruno. Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.